tonight. On the mound this evening for the Fresno Grizzlies, it's the right-hander from Indiana University, McCade Brown. Still looking for his first professional win. He's 0-2 with a 5.63 ERA. This will be his 8th appearance, all as a starter. So McCade Brown on the mound tonight, and mentioned the Grizzlies clinching a playoff spot last night, beating Modesto. So, yeah, it got down to the nitty-gritty. Grizzlies who had beat San Jose in the first game of that series last week. And then the other 5 games, only need to win one of those 5 for Fresno to clinch the championship in San Jose. Give the Giants credit. They won the remaining 5. They won the first 2 series in their first 2 games in Stockton, but the Grizzlies came home and beat Modesto the first 2 of this series. So here we go from downtown Fresno as McCade Brown out of the 3-quarter windup, and the first pitch of the ball game to Jonathan Clase is taken down the middle, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike, and we are underway from downtown Fresno. As Brown comes right back, and Clase takes, and that's a breaking ball for a strike on the inner half, 0-2. 274 for Clase, 6 home runs, and he has 24 runs batted in. Clase opened the game last night with a triple and was stranded at third. He was 2 for 4 last night. As the pitch on the way is low for a ball to the switch hitter from the Dominican, batting left-handed. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes from McCade Brown, who again went to college at Indiana. 3-quarter windup, and the 1-2 pitch, and that's high, ball 2. And the count is now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Clase. Outfield around to the left, and the pitch, and Clase takes just off the plate, ball 3, 3-2. By the way, the first pitch temperature, 98 degrees, and the first pitch was delivered at 6:53 tonight. So from 0-2 to 3-2, and the pitch popped up foul left side. And the count holding at 3-2. Modesto manager is Austin Knight. He pilots the team from the dugout. Brown winds, first base side. The 3-2 to Clase is lined towards second. Low line drive. It's picked by the second baseman in Ben Sims, who throws on one hop to Quijada at first. They get the out. I think Clase stopped about halfway between home plate and first. I think he thought that ball might have been caught, but I think it was trapped by Sims. And when Clase stopped running, and a good job by Sims, he didn't assume anything. He figured, well, throw to first no matter what. And I believe it'll go as a 4-3 because the base umpire, Josiah Shepard, signaled out, meaning once the first baseman stepped on the bag, not out on the catch. So Clase grounds the second, more of a low liner along the ground by Clase. So 1 out, and now here's Edwin Arroyo, who takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1, and Brown's pitch inside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Arroyo bats at .309, 10 homers, 46 runs batted in. Tonight's home plate umpire is Ryan Wilson. And again, the umpire on the base is Josiah Shepard. The windup in the 1-1. And Arroyo swings and drives this one toward deep center. Sends Andrews going back, and so is this baseball. It is gone off the batter's eye. A home run for Edwin Arroyo. And just like that, 1-0 Modesto, just 2 batters in. So Arroyo circles the bases for the 11th time this year, and it's his 47th run batted in for Arroyo, who homered in the series here against the Fresno Grizzlies. Back in early May, he had a 3-run homer here on May 5th. Arroyo also had a home run here on May 8th, so it's his 3rd home run at this ballpark. So now it's Harry Ford, who swings and misses at a high fastball, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike. Ford, first game of this series. Ford bats at .240, 5 homers, 26 RBIs for the number 1 pick of the Mariners last year. He's the DH tonight. Normally he will catch. McCade Brown winds, and the pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. So 1-0 Modesto. Home run issued by McCade Brown is his 7th, and it was right here that Brown made his Fresno debut against Modesto back in May as a big swing and miss at a breaking pitch, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Brown started on May 5th as the pitch on the way, and that's a slider, swing and miss, strike 3, pitched out and in. And Harry Ford is down on strikes, and it's the first strikeout for Brown tonight. So 2 down. 1-0 Modesto. Top half of the first inning. Yeah, that game on May 1st, it was Arroyo who took, that's right, Brown deep. In fact, that was the first home run Brown allowed ever in a Fresno uniform, just 3 innings into his Grizzly career. So now it's David Schaefer who digs in, and he swings and pops this one up over toward the Fresno first base dugout. The first baseman, Cajado, will watch the ball land on top of the dugout. Strike 1, 0-1. That was the 8-run third inning for the Nuts. And it was Arroyo who hit the first of 3 homers allowed by Brown in that inning. Robert Perez followed Arroyo with a homer, and later in that inning, Joaquin Cabrera had a 3-run homer off Brown. The 0-1 pitch is a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. So McCade Brown winds on the 0-2 pitch, and Schaefer takes low for a ball, 1-2. So Brown, 4 of the 7 homers he's given up this year have been against Modesto, specifically at this ballpark. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Schaefer is down on strike. Schaefer coming in 8 Modesto games at .259, no homers, and 3 runs batted in. So after the home run given up to Arroyo, Brown does strike out Ford and Schaefer, both swinging. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. After half an inning tonight, it is Modesto 1 and Fresno coming to bat. On we go to the top half of the second inning. It is 1-0 Modesto. Doug Greenwald with you on FresnoGrizzlies.com as McCade Brown winds, and the first pitch to Ben Ramirez is high ball 1. And the count is a 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be Ramirez, Milcar, Perez, and Rodriguez. 5-6-7 as Ben Ramirez pops this ball up into the shade and shallow left. In comes Kokoska, and the left fielder will be there to make the catch. The shortstop, Amador, went tearing all the way out to try and get that baseball. And Kokoska's like, look, I can cover some ground too, and he makes the catch. Ramirez flies to left. Ramirez, who has a home run in this series, 291, 7 homers, and 42 RBIs entering play. And now Milcar Perez digs in. Bats at 151. He has no homers, and he has 12 RBIs with a 1-0 Modesto lead. McCade Brown deals. A breaking pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So Brown, this is his 3rd appearance against Modesto this year. He's 0-1 against the Nuts. Perez swings, chops this ball to the far to the right side. The first baseman, Cajado, a long way to go to his right, and he'll feed the pitcher, Brown, covering with an overhand toss, and Milcar Perez is out. And the second baseman, Sims, and even though where he is pretty much is all shade now, but that was a high chopper, and Sims, I don't think, saw the ball, even though it really wasn't hit near him. It was hit really that no man's land area, and Cajado was able to track it down. But Sims was shading his eyes from the sun, saying, I don't see that baseball. But he was, fortunately for him, not involved anywhere near the play. So 2 out quickly here on the top of the second. Nuts 1, Grizzlies nothing. Here is Brett Rodriguez, who takes up and away for a ball, 1-0. Rodriguez digs in at 225. He has 3 homers, and he has 13 runs batted in as Brown delivers a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. From McCade Brown, 6'6", 225 pounds. He's 21 years old. Delivers a fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. 1-2. Brown will be 22 in mid-August. Grew up in Normal, Illinois, right in the center of that state. The wind of the 1-2 pitch, and Rodriguez takes a breaking pitch. Strike 3 called inside corner. And he is out. 3rd strikeout for McCade Brown. And Modesto goes in order for the first time tonight. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. On to the bottom of the second. It remains Modesto 1 and Fresno nothing. Here's the Fresno Grizzlies on FresnoGrizzlies.com.
Leading off from Modesto in the top of the 3rd. Left fielder, number 22, Colin Davis.
We go to the top of the 3rd inning. 1-0 Modesto. Colin Davis leads it off, and McCade Brown's first pitch to Davis is lifted softly foul toward the Superview seat. Second deck right side, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike, so it's Davis, Bednar, and then the top of the Modesto order for the center fielder, Clase. A wide in the 0-1 pitch, and that's blooped toward right field, and it's going to sit down for a base hit. So not the hardest hit single of all time, but it does the job as the right fielder Guerrero gets the ball in towards second. And Colin Davis is aboard. Davis entering play at 222 in 36 Modesto games with 2 homers and 14 RBIs. That is hit number 2 tonight for the Nuts, who have a 1-0 lead on the home run by Arroyo in the first inning. And now Randy Bednar digs in against McCade Brown. Bednar at 225. He has 1 homer, 26 runs batted in. And McCade Brown from the set delivers, and a breaking pitch, swing and a miss, like a curve there, 0-1. McCade Brown's last outing was at San Jose on June 16th. Friday night game in which Fresno lost 6-5 in 10 innings. The 0-1 pitch taken high for a ball. Count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Brown in that game, 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 run earned. He walked 2 and struck out 9. But again, San Jose won that contest 6-5. The 1-1 to Bednar, and that's strike 2 on the outside corner. And the count is at 1-2. I believe I said that was a Friday night game. That was a Thursday night game that McCade Brown pitched, that 10-inning loss. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Middle infield looking to turn 2. Davis at first, and now he's hung up. Throw to first. Quijada, the first baseman, chases Davis towards second, and his dive is about 8 feet from the second base bag, and he's tagged out by the shortstop Amador. Yeah, Davis went in with a dive, and safe to say he was a few feet short of second base right there. So he is out, caught leaning the wrong way. Pickoff caught stealing, goes 1-3-6. The pitcher Brown, the first baseman Quijada, and the shortstop Amador. So Davis is out, 2 out, 1 out, nobody on. And now Bednar pops this one up foul right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Colin Davis caught for the 3rd time this year, and now 8 tries. The line to the 1-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called, inside corner. And Randy Bednar is down on strikes. That's the 4th strikeout for McCade Brown. So 2 away, top of the 3rd inning with a Modesto 1-0 lead over Fresno. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on FresnoGrizzlies.com. And now for the 2nd time tonight, Modesto will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Jonathan Classe, who granted a second to open the ball game. Brown 3-quarter windup, and the pitch tap foul up along first, strike 1-1. Mentioned before, Austin Knight is the Modesto manager, pilots the team from the dugout. The bench coach, Ryan Scott, he coaches third base, and the first base coach is Jamie Johnson. So no balls and 1 strike, 1-0 in favor of Modesto. Brown winds and the pitch, and a breaking ball taken for a strike on the outside corner. And the count is now at no balls and 2 strikes to Classe. So again, McCade Brown still in search of his first pro win. The 0-2 pitch, low 1-2. Mentioned Brown this year against Modesto coming into tonight is 0-1. Faced the Nuts on June 2nd in Modesto. Grizzlies lost that game 2-1. They'll wind up in the 1-2, low and in, ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Edwin Arroyo on deck. Brown winds in the 2-2. Classe swings, and he flies this one to right field. Guerrero in a handful of steps from the sun to the shade, and the right fielder, Juan Guerrero, he puts it away. No runs, 1 Modesto hit, no errors, and nobody left. On to the bottom of the 3rd. It remains Modesto 1, Fresno 0. Here's the Fresno Grizzlies on FresnoGrizzlies.com. We go to the top half of the 4th inning. Edwin Arroyo leads it off, and the first pitch from McCade Brown is ripped into right field, a base hit. So Arroyo doing what he normally has done, continues to feast on Fresno pitching as the right fielder Guerrero gets the ball in towards second. So Arroyo, who has the only I guess you could say, run producing hit tonight for either side with a home run in the first. Has a single here. Arroyo did not play in the first game of this series. He played last night, had a double. And you'll recall he had a 10-hit series against Fresno earlier this month in Modesto. Now it's Harry Ford, and he takes high ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. There is action in the Modesto bullpen. Tyler Driver is getting loose. We mentioned Wu working his way back from Tommy John surgery, so he really wasn't expected to go much more than 3 innings tonight. Maybe could come out for a fourth. The 1-0 pitch, and that's high for a ball. Ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Harry Ford, who recently broke out of an 0 for 11 drought and now is on a 6-game hitting streak. And grew up in the Atlanta area, first-round pick by the Mariners last year, as he takes high outside for a ball. And the count now at 2 balls and no strikes to Ford. So during the hitting streak, with his last 6 games, 12 hits in that time. He's 12 for 24, so he's 500 in that span, which includes 8 RBIs, a couple of homers, and 2 4-hit games. There goes Arroyo, and the pitch is high. Apparently the count was at 3-0, not 2-0, so it's simply ball 4. So Arroyo goes to second on the walk, Ford to first. So it's first and second with nobody out. 1-0 Modesto, top of the 4th. So ball 4 moves Arroyo up to second base. And now here's the catcher, David Schaefer. But anyway, Ford having a good go of it of late, and hopefully he stays healthy. Here's a guy in Ford who's missed some time this year with shoulder issues and did not play at all when Modesto was here back in early May. So tonight's the first time he's ever played at this ballpark. Now it's David Schaefer, and he takes a breaking pitch for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. He struck out swinging in the first inning, did Schaefer. McCade Brown would like a double play ball right here. So Arroyo's at second, Ford is at first. 1-0 Modesto, top of the 4th, as Schaefer takes a breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Schaefer was not with Modesto when the Nuts were here back in early May, and a guy that really gets, I say this in a nice way, pushed around the organization to go catch. The runners go. Schaefer is swinging a miss toward a third, and Arroyo is safe with a dive. And stealing second is Ford. So the throw went from the catcher Fulford to the third baseman Rodriguez, but it's a double steal. So Arroyo goes to third, Ford goes to second. Schaefer strikes out, so that is strike 3. Sometimes you get so caught up, I get so caught up in the double steal, forget about the result of the at-bat. Schaefer is down on strikes, but the runners advance. That's the first out of the top of the 4th, the 5th strikeout for Brown. And now it's Ben Ramirez. Grizzlies will play the infield back. They'll give up a run in exchange for an out, but in this case, likely 2 runs. Line drive, right center base hit. Arroyo scores. Ford will follow. Both scores standing up, and it's 3-0 now Modesto as the right fielder Guerrero comes up with the ball, moving to his right, and gets the ball in towards second. So Ben Ramirez, 2 RBIs on that base hit. So the single for Ramirez, RBIs 43 and 44. 3-0 now Nuts. And here is the third baseman, Milcar Perez. Let's go back to the stolen bases. The steal of third for Arroyo, his 13th steal this year. The steal of second for Ford, his 9th steal this year in 10 tries. So now it's Milcar Perez who takes outside ball 1, 1-0. Sure, you never want to be losing, I understand that, but a lot different kind of situation tonight than it was 24 hours ago as Milcar Perez takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. I mean, last night, if it was this situation, now you're thinking, well, pressure's on to come back, and what's San Jose doing at Stockton? What's the score of that game? 1 ball, 1 strike. Brown delivers from the set. Milcar Perez drives one high and foul left side, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with a 3-0 advantage for the Modesto Nuts in the top of the 4th, but the Grizzlies winning last night clinched a trip to the playoffs, and tonight's the last night of the first half, so really the result of this game is not a huge deal. The 1-2, and Milcar drives this one to right. Guerrero drifting back in the shade, and he makes the catch. Line drive, fly ball there. 2 out. here in the top half of the fourth inning. 3-0 Modesto. Driver's still warming for the Nuts, so I'm guessing we will see him next inning. And now it's the second baseman in Brett Rodriguez. Face McCade Brown. But anyway, tonight, that's why the Grizzlies have a bit of a scaled-back lineup. No Goodman, no Burnable. Robert Perez, who's the league leader in homers with Modesto, league leader in RBIs for Modesto with 60. Second in homers for Modesto with 16. Second in the Cal League, that is, but he has the night off for the Nuts. As the pitch to Brett Rodriguez inside from Brown, ball 1-1-0. 3-0 Nuts, fourth inning, top half. Brown delivers from the set, fastball outside for a ball. And the count now at 2 balls and no strikes. But yeah, I was talking to Robinson Cancel today, the Grizzlies manager. I was talking to Mark Brewer, the pitching coach. And we all agreed we can exhale, go out, enjoy the game. The kick in the 2-0. So fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1, 2-1. And know that everything got locked up last night. It was certainly a lot more tense than the Grizzlies had hoped. Certainly they wanted to finish it in San Jose. 2 balls and a strike. And Brown deals. Breaking pitch up and in, ball 3. So the count is now at 3 balls and 1 strike. But come out and just have some fun. No batting practice on the field today for the Grizzlies. No early instruction. The 3-1 pitch with the runner at first, Ramirez, and Rodriguez swinging a miss at a high fastball. So now 3 balls and 2 strikes. And again, tomorrow it starts over again at 0-0. So it's sort of like a new season begins tomorrow. 3-2 on the way. Ramirez goes automatically, and Rodriguez takes strike 3 on the outside corner. And he's called out on strikes for the second time tonight. And Rodriguez, who the first game of this series struck out 4 times, has now struck out all 6 at-bats in this series. But Modesto adds on the 2-run single by Ramirez. So 2 runs, 2 hits. There were no errors. And 1 man left. Tyler Driver will be the new Modesto.
Leading off in Modesto at the top of the 5th, left fielder, number 22, Colin Davis.
Moving to the top of the 5th, 3-0 Modesto, and McCade Brown's first pitch to Colin Davis, who's taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Davis, Bednar, then the top of the Modesto order for the center fielder, Clase, as Brown misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. So again, the last double play, simply put, 5-4-3 on the double play. The 1-1 pitch, chopped deep in the hole at short, grabbed on the outfield grass by Amador. Long throw across to Quijada at first, and Colin Davis got good speed, but he is out there. Ball was hit sharply, and a nice job by the shortstop Amador to step back to grab that baseball and get the out at first base. So 1 down, and now here is Bednar. Talking about Brian Wu, the Modesto starter tonight, 3 perfect innings with 5 strikeouts in his Nuts debut. Of course, he will not be eligible for the win, but more importantly, he gets a healthy swing. Line drive toward left. In comes Kokoska to make a diving catch. Nice play there by Zach Kokoska to lay out for that one, and Randy Bednar is retired. So quickly 2 out. Visitors half of the 5th inning against McCade Brown, where it's 3-0 Modesto. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on FresnoGrizzlies.com. And now for the 3rd time tonight, Modesto will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Jonathan Clase, who takes inside, ball 1. And the count now 1 ball and no strikes from Brown. Clase's grounded to second. He's flying to right. 3-0 Modesto. And the pitch, tap foul to the backstop. 1-1. McCade Brown and the Grizzlies tonight in the button-down red uniforms, button-down shirts. Red shirts, Grizzlies spelled across the front in black. Black number on the back of the shirt. White pants. Black cap, red bill with the California flag on the cap. As the pitch on the way is outside, ball 2, 2-1. Modesto in the button-down black shirts, gray pants, black caps, red bill. Modesto spelled across the front of the shirt in gold. Red number on the front, gold number on the back. And the Modesto Nut logo on the front of the cap. As the 2-1 pitch taken for a strike, 2-2. McCade Brown right back deals, and a breaking pitch down and in. Strike three is swing and a miss. Strike three. Pitcher on the screw tops of Class A. And he is out. And that's the 7th strikeout for McCade Brown tonight. Second time Modesto has gone in order, so no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Halfway done, we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Modesto 3 and Fresno nothing. Just
Leading off in Modesto in the top of the 6th.
on we go to the top half of the 6th inning in a 3-1 Modesto advantage. Doug Greenwald with you on FresnoGrizzlies.com. Edwin Arroyo leads it off, and McCade Brown's first pitch is up and away, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Arroyo, Ford, and Schaefer 2-3-4 as Brown deals, and Arroyo ground ball back at first. That's foul, strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike, so Arroyo a home run in the first inning. And he's also singled tonight. He has scored twice as Brown deals, and a breaking pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Now 1-2 the count now to Arroyo as Brown misses up and away, ball 2. And the count now with 2 balls and 2 strikes to Edwin Arroyo. Home run in the first inning went out towards center field. As the pitch here, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Arroyo is out for the first time tonight. 8th strikeout now for McCade Brown, who has the most strikeouts for any Grizzly pitcher in one game this year. He struck out 10 at Visalia back on May 12th. One away, and now here is Harry Ford. And the pitch to Ford, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the visiting Nuts. A run, 2 hits, and no errors for the hometown Grizzlies. Brown winds and the pitch, and Ford takes a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes the count. 2. Ford with his gray pants up to his knees. Mentioned first time he's ever played at this stadium. The windup in the 0-2. Outside, waste pitch there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ford a walk and a run scored in that 4th inning. I mentioned a 6-game hitting streak coming into tonight. For the Atlanta area native, and Ford, and talked to his manager, Austin Knight, about him. The 1-2 outside, 2-2. And you know, Ford batting third tonight. The series where Modesto hosted Fresno a few weeks ago, Ford was hitting leadoff, large part because he needed to make up at bats after his stint on the injured list. The windup in the 2-2, swing and a miss, fastball in the inner half, strike 3. And Ford is out, 9th strikeout now for McCade Brown, but a 3-1 Modesto advantage. Top half of the 6th, but Austin Knight said, you know, sure, we need Ford to make up some time. That's why we're hitting the catcher leadoff, but he's a guy now. Granted, Ford is only 19, but does have good speed, and they think that eventually gets to the big leagues. Even in a few years, he'll still have good speed. Maybe could be a leadoff man there and catch. First pitch is Schaefer, taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Brown right back, and that's a strike on the inner half. Quickly strike 2, 0-2. Schaefer has struck out swinging twice tonight. Lights are on, entire field in the shade. From McCade Brown, who was drafted last year by the Rockies in the 3rd round out of Indiana University. Brown, a soccer player in high school growing up in Normal, Illinois. The 0-2, swing and a miss, high fastball, strike 3. Schaefer strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. 4 straight strikeouts for Brown, now has 10 tonight. So that matches his and the team high for one game this year. So he's got his second 10 strikeout performance. Modesto in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning and a 3-1 advantage for Modesto over Fresno.